Good morning, everyone. Well, the iPad and I are having battles today, so hopefully this reading goes through because the last one didn't. I've just cleared everything on my iPad again. But it's playing games with me again this morning. So firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, for all your beautiful support. You guys just do not realise how much that means to me. Just the littlest things, seriously. And you are beautiful. I have an intermediate tarot class going ahead this Saturday. You still have a few days left if you're interested in joining us. Just let me know, just email me. You do need to have a basic understanding of tarot. We have a lot of fun with this group, but it is about really feeling confident about reading for others. So if that is your intention, come join us. For others of you who are interested, we do have our live platform event, myself and the Psychic Pin-Up on the 25th. There is an advertisement and a link to Eventbrite on my Facebook page. It's very inexpensive. You will get a reading for the cost, and we do some mediumship and some psychic readings. So if you're interested in joining us there, please give me an email, flick me an email, and I'll make sure that you've got the link or got access to the link. And the last thing is, I do now have a booking system on my Facebook page, on my web page, The Aussie Goddess, www.theaussiegoddess.com. You can book your own reading there. If you need a taped reading, it's very, very easy. If you need a face-to-face reading, you will need to work out the time zones to book that. I tried to find one which had some way of transforming the time because it goes to Zeus. But please double check to make sure that you have the right time where you are. Alright, we're going to use the Tarot Mucha for your reading. This is attempt number 2 this morning. So let's hope that we get this one through. The other reading, look what just flipped out on me. The other reading that I was doing was a good reading, and it seems a shame when they don't pick up, but hopefully I'll pick up on the same energies here with this reading. Well, interestingly enough, I started the other one with the King of Pentacles, and now I've got the Queen of Wands here. There's some significance there. So the Queen of Wands is probably a queen who has the energy of being very forthright, knowing what she wants, being out front. It's someone who feels very attractive, very alluring. This could be an energy of somebody you're seeing. It could be the energy you're carrying with you at the moment. But it's very fiery, passionate, knowing what you want energy. The Queen of Wands represents Leo, Sag, or Aries and the feminine aspects of that sign. But this is a person who knows what they want and is going after it. So you could be taking on this energy, or you could be dealing with a fire sign at the moment. So very interesting, because we have the King of Swords. I notice, with readings the last few days, we've got a lot of people sort of coming through, or people energies coming through in the cards. And I'm not sure what's shifting here, but it's certainly different to what I've been reading for a very long time. I don't remember it being this sort of dominant. So I feel like at the moment people are putting a lot of effort into changing or adapting aspects of themselves in a very healthy way. Now, somebody said again the other day that they tried talking. I've heard this a few times in the last week. I've tried talking to my partner, but he says he's not going to change. That's very narrow-minded. Anybody can change, and we know that. The scientists have shown us that there are some great people out there that are showing, no matter what aspect of yourself, if you're uncomfortable with it or it doesn't serve you, you can change it. And we're seeing this happen all the time with people dealing with their past traumas, childhood traumas, whatever it is, but they're able to move those aside in order to be a much more confident person. So if you can adapt that, you should be able to adapt pretty much anything. And I feel this is why we're getting a lot of this energy lately of people coming through. Yeah, see, it may be that you are trying to or understand or see in yourself an aspect that you do not find, or you've been drawn to This is why I always talk about you being the observer, you know, really understanding your behaviors or behaviors that make you feel uncomfortable. And what we have to understand is a lot of people reflect those behaviors back to us. So every time you feel triggered by someone, it's a good idea to ask yourself, what is it about that person that triggers me? Because if they make you feel upset or angry, it may not be that you have those attributes. It may be that you find those attributes uncomfortable because your mother did them, or your father did them, or your teacher at school did them. But whatever they are, if it's triggering an energy in you, if it's making you feel uncomfortable where the heat rises and you feel a little angry, then there's a very good chance it's something that needs to heal within you. And I feel this is what's going on here. I feel people are starting to observe. They're starting to see the things about themselves that perhaps they don't feel comfortable with, or maybe they just want to improve. And I see this card here, and I feel like with the Seven of Swords, there's always this sort of energy of, you know, the trying to get away with something. The card talks about trying to get away with something. And, you know, we see someone fleeing camp with the swords. And you've got to remember the swords represent our thoughts, our thinking, our talking, our communication. So it often sort of feels to me like somebody's trying to get away with not saying something, trying to get away with not speaking, which always sort of makes me feel like ghosting or shutting down. And if you're dealing with someone who, you know, closes down and doesn't speak to you when you need to talk, then that's a real sign that there is some sort of issue within them where they need to escape from something. You know, for whatever reason, their own traumas, their own upsets, whatever it is. But the closing down thing is not a healthy thing to do. Communication is so important. But then a lot of the time here, I wonder with this card, you know, there's always this feeling of sabotage or self-sabotage. And, you know, it might mean that you are avoiding having a conversation with someone, or you're not speaking up. Maybe you find it hard to speak up. Maybe you're looking at moving into this more assertive energy, the more observer energy. Maybe that's what you're working on at the moment, learning how to speak up, how to talk at people, you know, how to say no to people. This is very much the energy that's coming through. All right, so again, the swords in the heart. 3 swords, sort of making it look like there are 2 swords that need to communicate, but something's come between them here. It may be that there's a lack of communication between 2 people. Absolutely. Somebody is trying to get away with not talking about something. And I'm sure at the end of the day, that sort of energy is eating someone up, because I see someone here who wants to speak up. That King of Swords is drawing his sword from the sheath, which means somebody is ready to speak up here. And it looks to me like they're coming towards someone who they see very attractive, very alluring, very, very inviting. So this person wants to speak up. But I see this energy here, and I feel like something has come between 2 people that has made this person not speak up. So it feels like somehow or another, we have some sort of choice or a decision here. So I feel if you've been perhaps with someone, ghosted by someone, or in your heart of hearts knowing that you need to have that conversation, to me with the 2 of Pentacles, it looks like it's coming. I feel like somebody is fed up with carrying this weight around with them. You know, sometimes when we don't speak our truth, we can become really disempowered. Because if you're stopping yourself speaking the truth, or not being truthful to people, eventually it starts to become a burden to you. So I feel like somehow or another somebody, I feel like it is about love. All right. I feel like somebody is making a choice to come towards you here. There is communication. I feel like somebody's let their guard down or let go of some sort of energy here of not communicating. And it looks to me like they are ready to communicate. So let's see where we're going with this. All right. So we have the moon. So you definitely haven't been talking to someone here. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner. Even with the lovers there, it can mean that this person is making a choice to clear the air, to allow something to go. The moon card tells me that there's a good chance you haven't talked to this person in some time. There's a lot of emotion here that needs to be released, whether that's on their side or your side. You may be dealing with someone who logically manages their emotions. And again, just talking on that subject, if you have been somewhat traumatized in your life, whether that's from young or older, sometimes what we do is the feelings become too much for us to bear. So rather than feeling our feelings, we start to think them because we have some sort of control over our feelings then. So they're not really your feelings, they're your thinking. So, when you ask someone, how do you feel? A lot of people will go straight to their head and go, oh, I think, no, how do you feel? Well, I think, no, get into your feelings. And it's something you have to learn to do when you get into spiritual work, because it's really hard to connect unless you're in your feeling body. You need to be in your body. So there's sort of this energy with this moon card here that perhaps you're dealing with someone who has a lot of suppressed emotions, is not and has not talked for some time, but is feeling now that they need to deal with this and need to speak up, speak out, or whatever. Now this could be you, or it could be somebody you're dealing with here. Pisces, Cancer energy coming through with the moon here. All right, and then we have the Strength card, Leo energy. Wow, okay, we have the High Priestess card coming through. And the Nine of Swords. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that as I'm going. This is really potent energy here. You see, for me, the Moon and the High Priestess can both talk about things being withheld, secrets, not really knowing the truths of things being done underhandedly. All of that sort of energy comes through with both of them. But I can't help thinking here that maybe sort of at some level here, you've really understood that sooner or later this would have to come out. And I feel like you've been waiting very patiently with this High Priestess energy for somebody to be healed here. So you may have been waiting for someone to be healed enough to come forward. And I can't help thinking that perhaps you have either approached this person, or you've tried to get this person to share with you, but they've been unable to do this because they've been so entrenched in burying everything below the surface. But we all know no matter how much you bury things, sooner or later things come to the surface. So I feel like you're dealing with someone who may be in a deep healing, or may have gone through some deep healing, especially with the Nine of Swords here. But this also could be your energy. But I just can't help thinking with that Strength card that you may have been through, a lot yourself. And I feel like maybe this person, whoever they are, is starting to realize that this situation or whatever is starting to really, really tug on them, because they're now at the Nine of Swords. So whoever this is ready to speak up. All right, so we have the Three of Cups with the Four of Wands and the Two of Swords. This has been some sort of painful decision for somebody here. It's been a very painful decision. I feel like here you may be dealing with someone again with the Three Cups that may have been in another situation and closed things down without explaining why. But then I see the pain here with the Nine of Swords, Two of Swords energy, and this person has always known that they needed to make a decision. But the decision has been so hard for them, they have just pushed it further down with this Moon card. But again, you can't keep pushing your feelings away, because eventually they'll have to surface somewhere. So we see people with all sorts of issues and problems because they bury their feelings. That can cause, body pains. It's got to go somewhere. And I feel like somebody here, and you may be dealing with someone you see as a twin flame here with this Four of Wands, but I feel like more so, this sort of signifies here that there was just a strong connection between the two of you. And this connection was sort of put away or buried. And the Two of Swords says to me that this person has had to make some really, the Nine of Cups is here, some really hurtful, painful decisions. Have a look at the moon. So maybe some things are coming to the surface for this person now, and they are going through some sort of healing process. The Nine of Cups is a really nice card to find here with the Eight of Cups and the Empress energy. So I really feel that this is a really nice place for whoever this is to be. And you may not have heard from this person, but there does seem to be communication still on its way. I feel like this person's been dealing with some really tough things in their own life, because to me, the energy I'm getting through with the moon and the High Priestess energy is it's almost really tense, like really, really tense with this sword energy. But then I see the Empress and the Nine of Cups in the end and the Eight of Cups. I feel like this person is trying to move away from something else in their life. They're trying to understand how to heal. They're trying to work out how to reveal their feelings. So I feel like this is a person that has probably been logical for such a long time. Facing their feelings here may be quite confronting. But Nine of Cups is here. So a wish is coming true here, but it's taking a lot of time. And I feel like for some of you, this may have been months, even into years. But all right, let's just put some more cards on it. I just want to go back and have a look. I feel like somebody here is ready to speak up. I do. I feel like they've let go of some sort of energy of perhaps self-sabotage. I see him looking back at the Three Swords here. So I think he realizes he needs to pluck that sword out and make the Two of Swords decision. But somebody has been weighing this up for a very long time, and it's getting a very heavy burden to bear here. This person is about to make some sort of decision, put down their guard and communicate here. The sun's coming out here with the Chariot, the Five of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Wow. Okay. So I feel like somehow or another, when I clarify the reading, I feel like somehow or another this person's been enlightened or seen something differently. Maybe they've realised that, you know, their life, their decisions haven't always been in their own best interest. This is a person who's really feeling the light, feeling the changes here. This is a person who's maybe going back to the beginning and questioning a lot of stuff about their own life, and it feels like rebirth here. I feel like this person has worked really hard to get these things in motion. This is someone who wants to move forward but can't quite do it yet. They're still waiting. And here, the card of the Five of Wands for me is always about deliberation. The mind playing tricks, you know, sort of making your mind up to do something and the mind making you doubt what you want to do, and going backwards and forwards between the two. Maybe going backwards and forwards between feelings and logic here. But the Two of Cups tells me that this person has recognized this connection. And I feel like they've been enlightened somehow to understand. I feel like there's a lot of complexities for some of you in the background here. But somebody is definitely in the contemplation of sending a message or communicating here. All right, let's read a Rumi card. All right, the courage of your love. Okay, that's a pretty perfect reading card, isn't it? The courage of your love. $38, which is the number 11. Okay. The Rumi poem says, "Love is without reason. Rationality is like a cane. Judgment needs a cane because it is blind. When love arrives, thought dies in its shadow. Love is the sunrise, while thought is only a flashing light." Interesting. This oracle comes with a message for you. You have a challenge before you, or that you are now moving through, but you have what is necessary to succeed and overcome it. No matter how long it has endured, or how big you have built that challenge up to be in your mind, no matter how unsolvable the issue appears to be, there is and shall be a victory behind it, and it is imminent. This oracle has come to you to let you know that you are empowered to succeed. You have what is required within to do it, and that the time for your victory is drawing near. So do not give up. Instead, do the sacred honouring ritual as needed. And when you feel so inclined, open your mouth and roar love from the very depths of your being. Create a sound of truth for yourself. In that sound you will hear the mightiest one of all roaring along with you, saying, "Yes, love, I am with you, and together we proclaim divine victory. So we roar, how we roar." Well, wasn't that a beautiful card to get? Thanks, everyone.